Hey guys, cook with me today. But the most important menu on the dish is this deeply flavorful, rich, and downright addictive brown stew chicken, guys. It's marinated in a variety of aromatic spices, and let me tell you, it's being cooked in a savory liquid. So let's get started. This rice that I'm using here is the coated brown rice. I posted a video on how I cooked my turmeric coated brown rice. I'm going to leave the link for that. I'm going to be using red pepper flake complete seasoning, some coconut powder. You can also use a coconut milk, some Italian seasoning. Most of all, just find any seasonings you have at hand and season your rice. I love to use coconut milk into mine because this rice is a different type of rice, guys. It's not the normal brown rice, so I always like to flavor my rice. So I did wash the rice and I have it sitting here. Now what I'm going to do at this point, I'm going to use my rice cooker and I'm going to be putting some water into the rice cooker. But guys, I'm not going to really tell you the measurement for this rice because when you're cooking this type of rice, you need to use just a little bit of liquid at a time. And while cooking, you will have to add more liquid. Be sure to use hot water. Okay? Alright, so I'm going to add my rice into my rice cooker. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to season my rice. I am going to use my version of seasonings. You can use any type again, as I said earlier. So here I'm going to add some complete seasoning. I'm also going to be adding some Italian seasoning. I'm going to put some coconut milk. Just put what you want into yours. Some red pepper flakes, which is optional. I just like anything spicy, all right? Yeah. So once I place it into there, I'm going to add my coconut milk, and this brings out the rich flavor in this rice, guys. You can also use the liquid coconut milk. Trust me, this coconut powder just make my life easier. Stir it in, and then you want to cover the pot and let this come to a cook. Well, of course, I know you know how to use a rice cooker, right? You're going to just set it to cook and just let it do its thing. So while that is doing its thing, the star of the show now for this complete meal that I'm cooking is my brown stew chicken or burnt sugar chicken. That's what we say in Guyana, especially if you come from the country area, right? So let's get started. Over medium heat, I'm going to add a pan with a little bit of oil, not much oil, just a little touch because we're going to be burning some sugar for this recipe. So I'm going to add just a little bit of sugar. Now it all depends on how much chicken you're cooking. All I add here is 1.5 tablespoons of brown sugar. While that is doing its thing, we're going to check the rice to see how it's coming. It's bubbling away, as you can see. So I'm just giving it a nice little stir. I'm going to cover it again, and I'm going to leave it to continue cooking. Head right back over to my sugar that I'm burning to cook my brown stew chicken. And as you can see, the crystal starts to melt down. At this time, guys, it all depends on the color of your chicken stew that you want to do, or your stew chicken, whichever one you want to call it. So I am going to average my color. I'm a pro at burning sugar, all right? I can close my eyes and do this. I love burning sugar. So I'm going to let this come down here to the color that I want. And if you're not too keen on burning sugar, you can use the browning for your food. There are different brands on the shelf. But I would advise you, once you use in the coloring, you must use a little bit of sugar into your food. So here my sugar is bubbling up. Oh my goodness, look at this. I'm going to go right ahead. And you need to take a wooden spoon, use a very long spoon, don't get burned. And I'm going to stir it in. Now at this time, I'm looking at my color, and this is just the direct color that I need for my chicken. Yep. So I'm going to go ahead. I had some seasoned pieces of chicken, like the chicken wings, the neck, the back. You know, sometimes you cut up your chicken and you just save those little pieces. So I did season them. I think I have a few pieces of like chicken leg that I cut up very small, and breast. Yes, right up into there. So I put it into the pot and I'm going to stir it up well. And as you can see that this is a very good color, don't panic. So now I'm going to add one large onion that I did chop, and at this time I realized that I did not have any garlic. But nonetheless, guys, don't panic, because I am going to leave a link for my green homemade seasonings that I made. I did season this chicken with that seasoning, and that seasoning was consisted of a lot of onion, garlic, ginger, and any type of seasonings that you had at hand. I'm going to leave that link for that. Here I added 4 cloves and 2 pieces of cinnamon stick, along with 2 small potatoes that I had, and I just place it into the pot. Now guys, cooking doesn't require much. Whatever you got at hand, you can throw into your pot, all right? You still got a meal. So once I stir it up well, at this time, as you can see here, this is a piece of chicken breast. It's just the ends of chicken that I might have just, keep aside to cook later. Probably I would have used it in my cook-up rice when I'm cooking, but today I decided to burn some sugar and cook it. So now what I'm going to do is to cover the pot and turn the heat under the pot very low and let this cook for about 10 minutes. I am doing this because I want the juices from the chicken to cook on its own. I did not put any water, and this is what it looks like. Once the chicken produces that juice, you know you're getting somewhere. Alright, so at this time, into the same container that I had the chicken, I'm going to place some water in it and pour it into my pot. Just a little above the chicken. And that's alright to do that. No problem, don't bash me. And just toss it around. I'm going to add my paprika at this time. Some cubes. I crush the cubes. I add some Cajun seasoning. Add any seasonings of your choice. I'm just seasoning my pot to taste. Some complete seasonings. And it's alright, guys. Just season up your pot with your own type of seasoning. Some grated ginger, you can't go wrong. I didn't have the fresh thyme. The dry thyme will do just the same. Just stir it around and make sure that you place the cover over the pot and let this come to a boil. At this time, I did turn the heat right back to medium and let it do its thing for another 5-6 minutes. Now we're heading right over back to my rice cooker to check our rice. As you can see, the rice is not fully done. It still has some hard grains because, like I said earlier, this is a different type of brown rice. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add some hot water into here, and you want to add just a little at a time. Remember that, guys, just a little at a time. So once I add it, I'm just going to toss it around and then place the cover right over the pot and let it continue cooking. Okay, so at this time now, I am going to start by frying a plantain. I'm using a half-ripe plantain. It's not fully ripe. It only looks like that. So you know how to peel a plantain. Cut the 2 ends, then cut right down in the middle like this. Peel it, and you can also cut up your plantain into any shape or size. I have a pot with some oil, and once the oil gets hot, I'm going to start frying my plantains. And you know I have a problem. You say plantains. I don't know, there's a problem on the internet with people complaining about pronunciation. But one thing I want people to know is that every culture pronounces their stuff different. Don't bash people, it's the same spelling. Once it's brown on one side, you just flip them over and let it fry. And quickly I'm going to attend over to my pot with my chicken. And as you can see, look at this, guys. the spices in here. It's just so good. As you can see, my potato is done cooking. My chicken is done cooking. So it's time for me to add some additional flavor to the pot. Here I'm adding some chopped scallions or chives. As most of you would know it, I dropped a hot pepper in there to steam, and if you're Caribbean guys, you would know what I'm talking about. Our pot must get a pepper inside to steam. Yes, this is how we do it. So at this time, I'm gonna taste. You have to taste before you move on, guys. Look up close and personal what my stew is looking like. Really, really good. All right, so now I'm going to add some more grated ginger. And this is where the bomb is, guys. And some more flavored peppers now. Cover the pot, turn the fire down very low under the pot, and that's it. Leave it there. Remove the plantains, place it onto a plate with paper towel so you can absorb the oil, and then set that aside. We're gonna head right over to our rice and check it. And at this time, our rice is done. Look at this rice. Perfect. Perfecto, guys. I am good at this rice, I'm telling you, and I love eating this rice. Yes, I will cook other rice, but I love this. Set it to warm and let it sit there. And at this time, I have some broccoli. I'm going to place it over a pot with boiling water to steam. Yep, cover it. And then we're going to head right back over to our stewed chicken, guys. All right, look at this. Oh my goodness. Remember, I did turn back the heat to very low. And now it's time to just toss it around and just to make sure that it's not sticking to the bottom of the pan. And you can well imagine the spices in here. My kitchen is bursting with flavor right now. I can't wait to take this down, guys. Beautiful color. All tasty and nice. And this is what my chicken stew look like. Of course, I'm gonna just let you see that well, our rice, our chicken stew, our broccoli, and our plantains are all done, and lunch is served with my homemade mauby, guys. Let me tell you, I'm gonna bring this mauby recipe in another video, so don't you forget, guys, to go like, subscribe, and share my video. And thank you for watching. And those of you who are my new subscribers, I must commend you so much for joining me. And for my older subscribers, thank you for tuning in. I love you guys, and I will see you in my next video. Enjoy and be safe out there now. So see you in the other video. Bye for now.